In the previous part, we witnessed how Kaiser and Isagi got distant from each other. Despite Isagi's efforts to reconcile with his brother, Kaiser doesn't seem too interested. As the story progressed, Kaiser's ego led to his downfall as he lost the match against Rin. His match against Rin was supposed to be an easy win, but instead, it broke him. Rin read every move, shut down every attack, and made Kaiser look powerless. For someone who believed he was always number one, that loss cut deep. Meanwhile, Isagi continued to rise. His match was intense, but with Nagi and Bachara at his side, he pulled off a win against Chigiri's team. And in a move that showed his growing leadership, he picked Chigiri to join his team. Now, with Isagi, Bachara, Nagi, and Chigiri together, their team was fast, creative, and dangerous. But things were different for Kaiser. When Rin's team had to choose a fourth player, Kaiser was left standing there, waiting, until Rin looked at him and said coldly, "You're strong, but your ego will be your downfall. I don't need someone who only plays for himself." That one sentence shattered Kaiser's pride more than the loss itself. He didn't say anything back. He just clenched his fists and looked away. Inside, something was boiling. He didn't just want to win anymore. He wanted revenge. He wanted to destroy Rin. Kaiser's next match was against Baro and Naruhaya. In the original timeline, it was Isagi who had to figure out how to overcome Baro's selfish style. But this time, it was Kaiser stepping onto the field. And Kaiser was different. He wasn't going to follow. He was going to dominate. The match kicked off, and Kaiser quickly showed his class, dribbling, shooting, commanding the game. But Baro wasn't going to be overshadowed. He played with raw power and hunger, scoring 3 goals on his own. Still, Kaiser led his team to victory. He outplayed Naruhaya and broke through Baro's stubborn plays with precise movement and the deadly Kaiser impact. The match ended in his favor. When it was time to choose, Kaiser didn't hesitate. He picked Baro. He knew Baro was a beast, unpredictable, wild, and hard to control. But Kaiser didn't care. In his mind, this was the perfect test. "I don't need to change you," Kaiser said with a grin. "I'll use that hunger of yours and make it mine." Since the timeline has changed a lot, there are a lot more changes in the second selection. Kunigami will still get eliminated just like the original timeline against Shido and Igarashi, who will pick Ryo for their team. They will then face off against Otoya, Karasu, and Kiora. Well, we all know how this match will unfold. Shido completely obliterated them, and they choose Karasu for their team. After surviving the intense battles of the second selection, Isagi's new team, made up of Nagi, Bachara, Chigiri, and himself, faced their toughest challenge yet. Their next opponent was a strong team consisting of Shido, Karasu, Ryo, and Igarashi. From the very first whistle, something felt off. Shido wasn't just strong, he was wild, aggressive, and completely unpredictable. His sharp instincts and fearless playstyle tore through their defense again and again. Isagi did everything he could. He controlled the pace, made smart passes, and created openings. His leadership on the field kept them in the game. The match turned into a battle of fire and chaos. Goal after goal, both teams kept scoring. But in the end, Shido's madness made the difference. He scored the final goal and won the match 5-4. The result hit Isagi hard. He had worked so hard to lead his team, to build trust, and play as one. And yet, they lost. That defeat hurt. Things got worse when Shido picked Nagi to join his team. One of Isagi's best teammates was now gone. Isagi was left with Bachara and Chigiri. Both were strong players, and they believed in him. But now, the pressure was higher than ever. Their next opponents would be Kaiser's team, a match between brothers. This was no ordinary game. As both teams stepped onto the field, the tension was clear. Isagi stood with Bachara and Chigiri, his most trusted allies. They looked ready. The match started, and right from the first minute, Isagi took control. His vision scanned the field. His passes were timed perfectly. Bachara and Chigiri responded with sharp movements and creative plays. They broke through the defense and scored the opening goal. Meanwhile, on the other side, Kaiser and Baro were struggling. Their egos clashed. Kaiser wanted control. Baro refused to follow. The more they argued with their eyes, the more space Isagi's team found. Isagi read the situation and took full advantage. Another perfect pass led to a second goal. Then, a quick counterattack brought the third. Within minutes, Isagi's team was leading 3-0. Kaiser's pride couldn't handle it. Furious, he grabbed the ball, ran forward with speed, and without looking at anyone, smashed it into the net with a clean Kaiser impact. He wanted to prove a point. that he didn't need to play pass and move football, that he could score on his own. Baro followed suit. Using brute force and sharp instincts, he pushed through the defense and scored as well. The score was now 3-2. Kaiser's team was fighting back. Then came the most shocking moment of the match. Kaiser had the ball. He was lining up for another Kaiser impact. Everyone expected another solo shot, but just as he pulled his leg back to strike, Isagi appeared out of nowhere and stole the ball. Isagi looked directly at him and said, "No matter what happens, we're still brothers. I know everything about you, but you don't know anything about me." Kaiser was stunned. This wasn't the same Isagi he used to play with. Isagi's movements were sharper. His decisions were faster. His entire game had evolved. While Kaiser had been focused only on himself, Isagi had learned to grow by playing with others. With Shiguri's speed and Bachira's creativity by his side, Isagi led one final attack. Everything connected perfectly. One more goal was scored. The match ended 4-2. Kaiser had lost again, this time to his own brother. He fell to his knees, staring at the ground. His confidence was shattered. For the second time in Blue Lock, everything he believed about himself was falling apart. Then, Isagi walked over to him, calm, confident, and smiling. "I still believe you're the best out there," he said. "That's why I'm picking you. I still want to play with you." Kaiser didn't say a word. He couldn't. He just nodded slowly. He had no other option. Now, the two brothers were on the same team again, but this time, the power between them had shifted. Isagi was no longer in his shadow. He was standing beside him, ready to move forward. After this, it is time for their match against Rin's team. Rin's team is composed of Aryu, Tokimitsu, and Kurona, who was actually the player chosen by Rin when he went against Kaiser. On the other hand, Isagi's team is composed of Isagi, Bachira, Shiguri, and Kaiser. The match begins as Rin mocks Kaiser, saying, "You're back again? I guess you lost some more matches as well." Kaiser can't even look him in the eye. Isagi doesn't know what is going on between the two, but he can feel the tension. As the whistle blows, Rin shows his dominance by scoring an early goal. He is clearly underestimating Isagi's team, assuming it will be an easy win. But what Rin doesn't realize is that he is not just facing Kaiser this time. He is up against Isagi too. Isagi quickly takes control of the midfield and links up with Shiguri and Bachira. The three work together flawlessly, and soon, Isagi scores a goal for his team. The match is now tied, and Rin starts to take notice. Kaiser, on the other hand, is struggling. Every time he tries to move, Rin shuts him down. His usual confidence is gone. He refuses to cooperate with Isagi and wants to score on his own. But nothing is working. He wants to dominate like before, but Rin reads all of his moves. Meanwhile, Isagi is shining. He uses his teammates well, reading the field and making perfect passes. Rin still tries to control everything with his overwhelming presence, showing why he is considered a genius. The match becomes intense as both teams keep scoring. The score is tied at 4-4. The atmosphere is tense, and every move matters. Kaiser still hasn't managed to score even once. Then comes a crucial moment. Isagi takes the ball and scans the field. To his surprise, all his teammates are marked. With no other option, he dribbles forward on his own. But as he approaches the goal, Rin intercepts him and steals the ball cleanly. He begins the counterattack and rushes forward. It looks like Rin will score the final goal and end the match. But just as Rin is about to shoot, Kaiser appears out of nowhere and stops him. He looks straight at Rin and says, "You're not the only one who can read others." Rin is surprised, and before he can react, Kaiser passes the ball to Isagi. Isagi carries it forward with Bachira. Rin chases them, but in doing so, he leaves Kaiser unmarked. Isagi sees this and smiles at Rin. Then, without hesitation, he passes the ball to Kaiser. Another Kaiser impact and the ball is into the net. With that, Isagi and Kaiser's team wins against Rin. Kaiser runs straight to Isagi and hugs him tightly, overwhelmed with emotion. But then, realizing what he is doing, he quickly pulls back and looks away. His face turns red, and he mutters, "Tch, don't get the wrong idea." Isagi just laughs. Despite everything, they had won. And even though Kaiser wouldn't admit it, he had finally started to trust Isagi.